Luke?
Good morning.
What time is it?
It's time for all rich folks to get up.
What do you mean, rich?
Ta-da!
Luke!
I want you to take a feel of this, take a look at it, smell it and taste it, girl.
You won!
Well, you sound surprised.
Oh, I'm surprised. I'm shocked. I'm flabbergasted, and I'm deliriously happy. How much?
There's plenty here for us to just take off of Fair Oaks whenever we feel like it.
How did you manage to win?
Sheer skill.
You started winning right after I left the room, didn't you?
Could be.
I really am bad luck for you.
Well, no, don't start that. You're the best thing that ever happened to me, ever. The only reason I didn't win when you were in the room is because I couldn't keep my mind on the game.
Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do with you.
Oh, I have so many suggestions.
Are you trying to tell me that all it took was just a little bit of concentration and you won all this money?
Yeah, and a little help from a friend.
Who?
Jefferson Smith Hutchins.
You two cheated?
Cheat. Cheat. Us. Me? And cheat?
Did you?
Well, no, we didn't actually cheat. What happened is I found out that riverboat gambler is okay. He plays to win, but not to kill.
What does that mean?
That means that he knows that we're on the run, he knows we need money, and he let me win.
You mean he lost his money to help us?
Well, it's all of our money now.
Yours and mine.
Ours and his. Ours and Hutch's. Look, I'm not asking him for any explanations, and he's not asking me for any. But we made a pact, we made a deal, and he's with us.
You really, really trust him this time?
Well, I must trust him. I mean, I gave him half the winnings. Either I trust him or I'm absolutely crazy.
Oh, I am so glad.
Yeah, me too. He's the friend we need to back our stakes in Fair Oaks.
Then you told him about the black book and the left-handed boy?
Well, I'll have to do that in time.
You really do trust him, don't you?
Our luck has changed, darling. It won't be long before we get everything that we want.
Oh, I believe that with all my heart.
No, it's all right. That's me. I'm sorry. I just want too much too soon, that's all.
Yeah, well, it's not easy for me either.
Well, I hope not. Someday, you know, someday.
One day, I will be able to take that off.
You know what happens the day you do?
I know.
I love you.
I know that, too.
You know something else?
What?
I promised Mr. Whitaker we'd clean up the kitchen before we went to work.
Wait a minute. We'll clean up the kitchen after your poker game?
Oh, well, no, actually, you'll clean up the kitchen after my poker game because I have to do the chores for Hutch.
Luke,
Hey, and you better get a move on, darling, because first of all, you got to clean up the bed, pick up all the money, then you got to go clean up the kitchen, then you got to help Mrs. Whitaker make breakfast before we go to work. Okay, bye.
Start it.
Mr. Smith,
What can I do for you, Lieutenant?
I have something I thought you should know.
What is it?
I think you better sit down.
Do you?
I do?
I take it this is not a social call.
No, sir, it isn't.
Let's have it then.
Joe Kelly came to see me this morning. He evidently picked up a phone call at the disco last night that was very interesting.
I see.
He said it was meant for you.
Did you say what he heard?
He said it was a hitman, inquiring whether the bullets were retrieved from the night watchman's body.
Did Joe come directly to you with this information?
I'm the only one who knows.
And what do you make of this, Lieutenant?
Unfortunately, he heard too much. You'll have to put out a contract on him.
You didn't go to anyone else with this information?
Positive. Came to me directly because he thinks I'm the only man he can trust.
He outsmarted himself this time. Captain Ramsey was at the disco. Are you positive Joe didn't go to him?
Yes, Joe's been very nervous recently. Has been since Ramsey took over the investigation of you and your empire.
I'll admit that got me worried.
Well, it didn't make it easy to keep tabs on anything that might be of interest to you. But I have kept my ears open.
Done a good job for me, Cliff.
Well, Joe and I have been very tight. I've always had a feeling that if anything really broke big, he'd come to me. And he did.
It's unfortunate about Joe.
Signed his own death warrant as I see it.
He'll have to be taken care of very soon.
I thought about how to handle it.
Let's hear it.
I think one of your men should contact Joe, say he's an informer. Then perhaps he should say, although they haven't met, that he's quite aware of the leak in the department. He should be very specific about the time and place where they'll meet, and then lay it all out for him.
Where do you think it should happen, and how will they know each other?
Well, Joe's a waterfront rat. It should happen in one of those warehouses down at the docks. They're pretty desolate at night. Obviously, it can't be one of yours.
Obviously.
One more thing, Frank. This can't be botched like the Colby affair. I've been with the force pretty long now, and well, no one's really linked my secretary or I to the organization.
It'll be a clean hit, I promise.
Good. I'm due for retirement before too long. I don't want to blow it because of the family and the money. I'd like to go out clean.
You will. And what's more, after what you've done today, you'll have no financial troubles. I'll see to that.
You've been very generous over the years.
I appreciate a job well done. And when the day comes, I'll be sorry to see you go, Cliff.
Yeah, this is her purse, all right, isn't it?
I bought her one exactly like this. But that doesn't mean that a lot of other people didn't buy
No,
the same
it's
purse.
hers. There was a student's ID card in it belonging to Laura Baldwin.
Where did you find it?
It was found on a bus that had made the southern run a couple of weeks ago, and it was turned into lost and found.
Well, we've got to call Joe. We've got to get him started following up on this.
Dr. Weber, please.
We had a honeymoon trip picked out.
Well, I think it's about time we had a honeymoon, don't you? I mean, with our 5th wedding anniversary coming up.
Yeah. Also got to admit that it's a pretty good marriage.
The best.
Thank you, Joe. I get that. Rosie, get me another cup of coffee, will you?
Okay.
Hello, Kelly's dining.
Is Joe Kelly there?
Yes, he is. May I say who's calling?
Tell him it's a police officer and I need to talk to him.
All right. Joe, it's for you.
Who is it?
I don't know. He says he's a police officer.
Oh, thanks. This is Joe Kelly speaking.
Mr. Kelly, I've got to make this fast, but I need to see you.
Well, what about?
You know that leak in the police department?
What about it?
I know who the leak is.
Who are you?
I can't use my name right now. However, I'm with the police department. But if you'll meet with
Where? When?
How about 8 o'clock tonight? Outside Warehouse 21 on the waterfront. You wear a longshoreman's jacket and cap. I'll identify myself and then we'll take it from there.